what it is. Every revolution or every political movement or any kind of change, and having someone, okay, CIA, which is fucking for you to call me CIA when you know I'm not.
Everything was politicized. It was, oh, this is when we became the left versus the right. But both sides are trash. In COVID,
his own thing. So it seems to be that money's the issue, that like we're using money and that's how politics is being pushed. Because now we've seen what someone does when they use their own money and it doesn't seem to be a solution. So I feel like we take money out of politics, we'll have a much better political system.
Politician, you think they're gonna come out and tell me the truth? They was lying to my mama. They ain't gonna never tell us.
So everybody, we look at certain things just because, oh, this happens in the hood or we see this every day. All the way up. These people were speaking truth. King, we could talk X, we could talk it all. They were speaking truth.
What's going on in anyone's mind, but let's take it as a given that Gray's argument is true, that the argument to not have ID is that it would be discriminatory versus certain socioeconomic brackets or something. It's like
the world's greatest trial run of what people will do and what people won't do. And we are the only country on the planet that really fought against the government. A lot of it,
Call yourself fresh and wear the same weak ass turtleneck on every show. Goddamn. Then we got goddamn the Sudanese Sambo. Bruh, man.
Because you focus on 80-20 issues. I'm looking at the Epstein issue as we have 80% of the information we need to prosecute these people that actually did anything, but you're focusing on the 20% trying to take down Donald Trump, which you're never going to get. So I'm going to keep sitting here with a smug-ass face on every single day.
I'll explain. Good question. I'll give you the answer. The Republican Party constantly talks about transgenders and transgender surgery to minors.
I'm mostly on the left ideologically, but I don't associate with the Democrats because they're not ideologically on the left. The Democrats are clowns, and they're also losers.
About to be any engaging conversation. It's not about to be any discourse about different political ideologies, what works and what doesn't. If that is the outcome, right? For example, I'm not going to go and just put myself in the middle of a KKK rally.
Verify me. I'm not a fucking Fed. They always do this. I'll say this, right? And they did the same thing to Nick. We've seen the video. They'll call people who are genuine and authentic Feds because
the interesting thing to me is that the ones that claim that they believe the Constitution are now trampling the Constitution. The ones that said they believed in the First Amendment, the freedom of speech, right, are now going against the freedom of speech. The ones that
So to see and hear this strong, compelling speech with emotion, I think that's extremely important for young men to see from a leadership perspective.
Y'all have no plan. They'll never talk about nothing positive about the Democrat Party. Everything is just anti-Trump. They're not willing to have a conversation. They call us fascists. We willing to have a conversation. Charlie Kirk's willing to have a conversation.
Welcome to the new party. I'm Nora Christine.
I'm Gray Mars.
It's Mia.
I'm Kamal.
I'm Enzo. I'm a skeptic.
And tonight, guys, we have the first results coming in from our election watch night. And it's the winner for the Virginia race. And as expected, the Democrat won. So, Skeptic, I'm going to let you go first. What do you think about this race? And did you anticipate that she would win?
Yeah, I think not just her, but I think that even in New York, like, well, I guess, what is it? A independent versus a Democrat. I think that people are starting to wake up. There's a lot of things that are going on that are really detrimental to Americans, that are really affecting the average American. Like the removal of the DOE is now turning out to have been really having a negative impact on children with disabilities. So I think that there's going to be a lot of seats that are going to be given to Democratic people instead of being Republican, because we're starting to see that the Republican policies are not planning out the way that people anticipated them to.
Well, before we go to the next person, I'm gonna let Enzo go next, but I have some watch results that we can watch real quick. This is live at the headquarters. Let's see what's going on. Uh-oh. Whoops, sorry guys. I guess it's nothing yet. We'll keep a lookout and we'll watch some more. Enzo, what are you predicting as a New Yorker, or not New Yorker, but what do they call a New Englander or the tri-state area? What do you think is going to happen in NYC?
This is absolutely a shame. This is absolutely a shame that we are voting in somebody who, one, lied about his citizenship, two, lied about his aunt being in New York at 9/11. Somebody who said America deserved 9/11. Somebody who spoke very, very badly about multiple things having to do with New York City and 9/11. Somebody who's a communist, a socialist at the end of the day. Sorry, I'll get it right for everybody. Who's going to run the capitalist capital of the United States into the ground. And it's terrible. And, I agree with what Mia was saying earlier, that it should happen as a pet project, but at the same time, like I said earlier too, it shouldn't be at the expense of the American people that wanted what they want best. Because listen, the millionaires and the billionaires and all the people that have money are going to flee. What happens to everybody else? What happens to my family members that are over there that are literally pissed off and upset that this dude is going to get in there, that don't have the means to leave, that don't want to live in a socialist state or socialist city? It's absolutely terrible that people literally just voted for this man just to spite Republicans. And that's explicitly what this is. I was on my friend's live earlier today, my friend Millie. She was breaking down every single thing that this man was running on. And people are like, yeah, he's great, he's great, he's great. And then once she goes into his policies and they're like, oh my God, I can't believe I voted for that person. Oh my, like, are you serious? That's what he was running on? People don't pay attention to policies no more. People don't pay attention to anything other than red or blue. And that's where this country has led us. And I think it's absolutely terrible. It's literally just to spite one party or the other. No, people need to wake up and actually look into who you're voting for, not just party lines.
Yeah, well, and I agree. But leading up to the results for the Virginia race, what was shocking was the support that the white Democratic candidate got, and it offended some Black conservatives, including a friend of the show, Jordan Wells. Let's hear what he had to say.
So the NAACP is endorsing the liberal white woman in Virginia over the conservative Christian faith-filled Black woman in Virginia for candidate. The NAACP needs to be disbanded. This is an organization that I have no respect for, that at one time did so much for the African American experience in this country, has now become a laughingstock and a joke, has become an organization with no morals, no values, and doesn't represent the civil rights movement that were led by mostly a lot of Christian ministers. It has become a Marxist organization that endorses transgenderism, that destroys the black community, that endorses everything demonic and evil about that's toxic about the black community. You have a woman, they would endorse a white woman, a liberal white woman, over a black woman just because she has an R in front of her name and not a D in front of her name. If they were really about black people, they would endorse candidates based off policies. They would sit down and interview candidates and see what they have to offer the black community. But the NAACP has become an arm of the Democratic Party. They're not a real organization that makes any change. They're not helping homeless black people. They're not helping struggling black people. They are a joke as an organization. They've been a joke for a very, very, very long time. They've done nothing since the civil rights movement for black people. And they're trying to hold on to relevance by endorsing like anybody actually still cares about the NAACP.
Wow. Okay. So Mia, what is your thoughts on what he said? Identity politics. Are we done with it? Like, why didn't she win? And Virginia was a good mix of people.
I mean, Virginia, it is a good mix. I would consider Virginia a purple state. Sometimes they're red leaning, sometimes they're blue leaning. I think it all kind of depends on the cycle and how economically good they're doing. I will say I was a little surprised by the NAACP. So for those of the viewers that don't know what that means, it's the National Association for the Advancement of Colored People. So it is a nonpartisan entity. I'll repeat, a nonpartisan entity for the advancement of colored people. So for the fact that a nonpartisan entity for the advancement of specifically for colored people went and endorsed a Caucasian person speaks volumes about how far their mission statement has fallen. Like, they are for the advancement of colored people, and it's a slap in the face to the founders from the early 1900s for them to do that. It would have been better for them to be quiet and sit it out and just do a donation than to go against their entire mission statement. Winsome Earl, she may not be ethnically American as she is Jamaican and naturalized immigrant from Jamaica here at 6 years old and lived in the Bronx, New York. That's where she grew up. But at the same time, colored people doesn't say American colored people, just says colored people. So that's what upsets me the most about them. And for me, that's very fake of them. That's very disingenuous of them. They're for the advancement of colored people. And considering she was the first ever female lieutenant governor elected, the first in Virginia, the first ever female lieutenant migrant elected there. I mean, she's done a lot of firsts in Virginia. I'm not saying she deserved to win, but I am saying what the NCAA did was like really fucked up. Excuse my French. Like, it was a terrible thing for them to do. And it wasn't cool, but it also shows that they don't care about the advancement of colored people. They are just party lines. It's blue no matter who, regardless if they're right or wrong or what color they are. And the same thing for Barack Obama, because he's supposed to be our Black Knight in shining armor, and here he is, same thing. I would have rathered him be quiet too. But it just goes to show these people really aren't for the Black Americans. They're really not for colored people. Their actions speak louder than words.
Kamal, what do you think? Do you think that NAACP should have supported her, or do you agree with them not because she is not FBA? What's your thoughts?
First of all, who made that intro?
I did. What's the problem?
Oh shit! You got undercover agent. Now we gotta remove that. And that nigga
right
looks
now, what's
looking like me. I'm sorry. You gotta remove that agent from me.
If you don't like it, are you a Fed? What's the problem? Are you a Fed?
No, that's the whole thing. I'm not a Fed. That's the point. We gotta remove that shit. Put undercover brother or something. God damn.
Undercover brother.
Yeah, something shit. That undercover agent, man, I ain't feeling that. I'm gonna be 100% honest. I'm not feeling that shit.
Okay, I'll remove yours.
Yeah. Second of all, this Jamaican fucking tether. I'm glad she fucking lost. This is probably the first thing the NAACP done did in a fucking while. You feel me? And I'm not surprised the NAACP ain't supporting a Republican. They Democratic shills in the first place. The fuck? But let me read to y'all real quick of why this goddamn Jamaican tether, I'm glad she fucking lost. You feel me? Here she goes. She said, Earl Sears has framed slavery as a part of history with some lingering vestige, but insist that America should move on from it rather than dwelling on it. Bitch, you got some fucking nerve. You don't tell that to the Jewish people about the Holocaust. I'm tired of that shit. I'm glad she lost because she was going to be having a bunch of policies that help out immigrants. She wasn't going to help out no Black Americans. I already see the fucking bull jive she was going to be on. Look, I'm glad she took the L, and I'm surprised the NAACP got something right for the goddamn first time in the past fucking like 10 years. That's how I feel about it.
Oh, Lord Jesus. That was a whole lot right there. Okay, so moving on. Let's play this clip of what Gavin Newsom had to say, and I'll let Gray respond on Biden, because a lot of this, I think, is about the president and the former president.
I dislike more than the politician that sits there and lies to you. And we all just sit there rolling our eyes going, give me a break.
Did you legitimately believe that he was capable of serving as president until January of 2029?
Yeah, I think my focus was frankly situational. It was making sure Donald Trump didn't get back into office to experience everything that we're experiencing today. And there was no interaction I had that suggested otherwise.
What do you say to Americans who feel misled by you and other top
misled in what
Democrats
respect? He decided to step
about the
down.
mental acuity of President Biden, that they wish you'd sounded the alarm sooner to give way for
I never
an
experienced.
open
Look,
convention?
I'm not going to substitute myself for someone else or for popular opinion. I'm going to express my relationship to my truth with the former president of the United States, including at the end of his term, quite literally, in December, which was a masterclass of foreign policy and domestic policy, which I will never forget as we walk through not just the election, but we're walking through the world we're living in. There was nothing to suggest what you just said or others have suggested in terms of my interaction. That's all I can be accountable for.
Gray, what's your thoughts? What do you think about what he said? Should Democrats be held accountable for Biden and the deteriorated state he was in towards the end?
That was horrible advice. That was Ron DeSantis' downfall when he tried to usurp Trump too early, and then the Republicans turned on him. Gavin Newsom was smart. He stayed out of it, let Kamala take the fall, and was patient and is waiting his turn. The similarity with Biden and Trump right now is that Americans care about affordability, which what some people would call inflation. So that's what Trump ran on fixing. Is still an issue. People can't afford fuel. People having problems affording stuff. So that's why you see people who are running on affordability winning elections.
That's pretty deep right there. Well, we'll see what happens tonight. Hopefully they'll call the results for the next race. But in the meantime, we are going to switch gears and we'll let you guys know updates as they happen. Dick Cheney also passed away today. It was interesting, the stuff I was seeing. I was seeing it from both sides, all the love for him. Not really. But here we go.
Good morning. We are coming on the air with breaking news. Former Vice President Dick Cheney has died at the age of 84. His family just released a statement saying Richard B. Cheney, the 46th Vice President of the United States, died last night, November 3rd, 2025. He was 84 years old. His beloved wife of 61 years, Lynn, his daughters Liz and Mary, and other family members were with him as he passed. The former vice president died due to complications of pneumonia and cardiac and vascular disease. Dick Cheney was called the force behind President George W. Bush, a notoriously silent but powerful vice president who became an outspoken defender of the Bush administration, ardent critic of President Obama. Cheney was beloved by conservatives, vilified by the left. After 9/11, he was influential in formulating the U.S. response, the doctrine of preemptive action. It widened the war on terror from Afghanistan to Iraq. He faced challenges in and out of the White House, shooting a campaign contributor in the face during a 2006 quail hunt. Cheney's daughter Liz was one of 10 Republicans who voted to impeach former President Trump for his role in the January 6th insurrection at the Capitol. Dick Cheney came to the Capitol on the first anniversary of that horrific day. We'll have much more on Good Morning America. That's coming up in just a bit. Also on ABC News Live and ABC.
So Skeptic what's your thoughts on him passing? Is this one issue that the left and the right can unite on? Because there were a lot of people on the right that also don't like him.
Yeah, I think a lot of stuff that was, mistakes that were made. When someone passes away, it's like always sad. And like, my condolences to the family for his passing. I feel like isn't the time to dog on him. Like, let them bury him first, and then y'all can start talking. The internet can be a wild place. People just, and the internet never forgets. They can go back years and years and bring stuff up. But yeah, it's a sad news to hear.
Enzo, what do you think about him passing? What was your thoughts on Dick Cheney? Did you like him? Did you love him? Were you indifferent?
So, it's a very mixed bag with me with Mr. Dick Cheney. My condolences to him and his family. He lived a long life, 84 years old. As a career politician, he served this country the way that he did best. He started under the Ford administration, worked under George Bush Sr. as well as George Bush Jr. as the vice president. The real controversy comes around him in his tenure as vice president. Really all starts with the 9/11 attacks. I mean, you're going to have a mixed bag. People are going to hate him or going to love him. I personally think he was the architect and the mastermind and the puppet master in all respect of the entire war on terror. He's had shady backdeal dealings into that war where private military PMCs that he was being funded by, as well as certain stakes in oil reserves and everything over there. Other than that, like I said, it's a mixed bag. I could disagree with certain things, but I can still give respect to somebody who pretty much dedicated their entire life to public service the best way that they thought was possible. Looking back on it in retrospect, obviously it was not the best.
Yeah, and we're still seeing outcomes of his decision, or effects of it, I should say. But we gave him the 5 minutes. R.I.P. Dick Cheney. We're gonna move on. We're gonna move on to something that was trending over the weekend. Nicki Minaj thanked President Trump for something. Is Nicki MAGA? I don't know. I guess Cardi's Democrat and Nicki's MAGA, I guess. But here's
Nicki needs to go to rehab and get off Twitter.
Crazy work.
Well, I guess MAGA's not claiming her. Here we go.
Somehow Christianity doesn't deserve the same defense that other religions do when it comes to persecution around the country.
But there is an outlier to that, and it's shocking, actually.
Yeah.
Nicki Minaj. I'm going to bring the celebrity element into this, but I think it's so important. We've got Nicki Minaj, who put out a post on X praising President Trump for doing something about this and the Christians being persecuted in Nigeria. Now, Nicki Minaj is an interesting character because she goes back and forth between, some views that might be seen as more conservative leaning, but then a whole lot of other views that are probably much more far to the left. But I was really impressed and surprised that she put this out there because, as you mentioned, there's a void of people being distraught over this. You got the Queers for Palestine, Free Palestine, all this stuff, but that same group is largely silent when it comes to other religious groups being persecuted in places like Nigeria or even in China. So I think it's important, and I think that it might change the conversation. So I'm happy that she did it.
The colonizer.
So this is interesting. Bia, what's your thoughts? And I know you had some over the weekend. What do you think about the calls to go help Nigeria?
I mean, I don't agree with the persecution of anybody. I don't, regardless if they're Christian, if they're Muslim, if they're agnostic. I personally don't care. I think it's deplorable. I think everybody should be able to practice their religion freely and not have to be persecuted, hurt, or, unalived for it. However, I say all that to caveat with, this is going to sound very rude, but it's not my problem. I'm sorry, bro. Last time I checked, I'm American, I'm across the pond, and we have problems here. And I don't like the fact that potentially we could be utilizing American lives to defend a foreign country that at this point in time means nothing to us. I'm sorry, I'm America first, and people starving. 1 in 5 children in the United States are literally starving. That's 14 million people. I think that's a little more important than what's going on in Nigeria. That's just my personal opinion.
Well, this is what the White House had to say about today on it. Let's watch.
Trump has threatened to go into Nigeria guns a-blazing if Nigeria's government does not stop the killing of Christians in that country. Has the White House heard back from Nigeria's government on this threat?
As the president stated, Michael, if the Nigerian government continues to allow the killing of Christians, the United States will immediately stop all aid and assistance to Nigeria and may take action to wipe out the Islamic terrorists who are committing these horrible atrocities, especially against innocent women and children. I don't have any further announcements on that for you today, but I can assure you the President of the United States is watching this situation unfold very closely, as is our Secretary of State, Marco Rubio.
Gray, what's your thoughts? Should we go in and help the Nigerians? What do you think it means for our foreign policy at this point?
I guess with Trump, it's going to be what he's going to get in return. So, I mean, what's the return on what Nigeria is going to give America? I don't feel like Trump just is going to risk funds or even troops without something in return. So that's what my thing is, what's behind this. I felt like Trump got behind this because it was in the media. People kept talking about it, and people kept saying, oh, you're talking about Gaza, but you're not talking about what's happening to Nigerian Christians. So I thought it was more like a marketing ploy. That was my thoughts on what Trump was doing.
Well, I'll tell you the reason why, because this is an important element to it. Nigeria has become China's top African investment hub, $21 billion in 2025 construction deals, plus a new $3.5 billion partnership for solar plants, rail modernization, and industrial expansion under Beijing's Belt and Road. We might need to get Slim in here for that conversation, because Slim did have business in Nigeria and he does solar. So that is really, it appears to be, yes, he's helping, but at the same time, he's weakening China. Sorry, go ahead, Skeptics.
Give you guys some input. It's interesting to me that the whole going after Venezuela didn't work out, being that Venezuela has the three largest oil reserves, and then turns out that the information that was given, we have intelligence government workers that are saying we didn't have a reason to boom them, and now we're going after Nigeria, and Nigeria has the biggest oil reserve in Africa. Is this not interesting to you guys that he has now had to back off of Venezuela because an agent was found to be supposedly a CIA agent trying to start up some mess with Venezuela and the US, and now we've backed up from that, and now we want to enter a conflict with Nigeria, who also has a lot of oil. They produce 37-point-something billion barrels of oil. They're the biggest oil reserve in Africa. So it's a little bit I was like, I think I know why he's so interested in this all of a sudden.
Well, at the same time, some people are praising him. A lot of Christians are saying, yeah, let's help them, which is interesting because, anyways, I digress. I'm going to play this clip and get Kamal's opinion. This is Charlemagne the God and what he had to say about Trump.
People that suffer from Trump derangement syndrome, I think he is a threat to democracy.
Really?
I think that he led an attempted coup in this country. You know, he said he wanted to suspend the Constitution to overthrow the results of an election. At the least, that's just not a patriotic thing to say.
I don't believe that.
He absolutely said that on
I will
Truth
look
Social.
that up.
He did.
He wanted to suspend the Constitution?
He said we should suspend the Constitution to overthrow the results of an election. He said it on Truth Social, then said he didn't say it. So I read Project 25. I'm one of those guys that's like, I don't know if he will necessarily leave. I hope he does, as you said. I hope he does.
So Kamal, that's one celebrity that's not supporting him. What do you think about what Charlemagne just said there?
I mean, Charlemagne, a fucking paid Democratic shill. Everything he's gonna say is be Democratic talking points. You feel me? But that Gutfield show, I hate that fucking show. God damn. I had to watch that shit when I was on the cruise and stuff. Gutfield gets on my fucking nerves. That goddamn Jesus Christ. But like I said, Charlemagne's gonna say whatever Democratic talking point, even though he say he getting off the Democratic plantation and shit like that. Man, I don't believe that shit. Same as Joy Reid. I don't believe none of that shit. You feel me? But who did what's her name actually win the election? I thought she lost the Virginia election.
She lost. The white lady won. They called it.
They saying I'm seeing in the chat that what's her name won, Winsome won. They saying she won.
Nope. Democrat Abigail Spanberger wins Virginia's governor's race, becoming the state's first female governor. It's on AP News. So I don't know what they're getting their news. What
The
she
chat
won.
is saying Democratic governor.
Yeah, they're saying a Democrat one, which
Yeah,
is the white.
Democrat. I'm tripping.
Which
I'm
checks
tripping.
out.
Okay, I get it. Yeah.
And we're still
But,
waiting on the other results.
Oh, the New York results. That's basically what we're waiting on.
Yeah, we're waiting on that. In the meantime.
Okay. All right. Yeah, but that's just my answer when it comes to Charlemagne the God. You feel me? He just gonna do Democratic talking points per usual. Them butter biscuits must taste good, I guess. Shit. Anyway.
Yeah. Well, in the same breath, I got this clip.
Wait a minute. I do got one question I wanted to really ask. Is these black Christians or white Christians? This would have me have a different outtake in my mind.
That's who's asking to save them?
Are these white Christians in Nigeria getting murked, or is it black Christians?
They're black Christians. They're black Christians. Come on.
Okay, then I guess Trump, is he practicing Pan-Africanism?
I actually have one more clip on the issue. Let me play it because I forgot I had it. This guy explains it well to answer everyone's questions.
To the Christian black families in Nigeria, help is on the way. Help is coming. Our president today, Donald J. Trump, has said and left a very clear message to Islamic Jihad radical groups like Boko Haram that if the senseless taking of mommies and children and babies of the Christian belief, locking up churches, burning them alive, compromising women in front of their husbands before you take their lives, trafficking their children, that if it does not come to an end immediately, the United States of America is coming in. It will be swift. It will be quick. And every single one of you that has been forming these atrocities, you will be forfeiting your lives. And at the same time, we will look up to heaven and we will thank our Lord and our Savior for caring over and looking over the 60,000 peaceful Muslims that forfeited their lives to stand up to people, disgusting animals like Boko Haram, when they voiced their opinion and said, this is wrong. We can just not take the lives of 125,000 Christians just because they believe in a different God. And the Islamic Jihad terrorists looked at the 60,000 peaceful Muslims, will say, well, then, if you don't agree with what we're doing, I guess we're gonna have to take your lives as well.
I think people forget that a lot of this has to go with like terrorism and things like that. Enzo, what's your thoughts? You're a white man and part of MAGA. You think we should care about the black African Christians? I mean, let's be frank. I mean, a lot of this has to do with terrorism and again, China, which is, you chestnut checkers. Trump doesn't just look at the trees, he looks at the forests.
Right. So my biggest thing with this is I don't agree with using military force to stop what's going on over there. I think we need to pressure them economically to cut down what they're doing over there 100%. So I am against Donald Trump and stating that they should go over there with military force. This is the biggest thing with Africa, right? So you've got persecution of every single race, ethnicity, or race, religion, group, tribe in Africa. The civilized world doesn't really care about that until it's beneficial. When has anybody really gone over to Africa to really stop any of this? When it's just tribes fighting it out, genociding each other, besides right now.
I mean, you can see what DRC and Rwanda, what Trump tried to do there and stop a war that's been going on 30 years, but that's really about it. I've really never heard of any other civilized country or that's willing to go over there just to help them out, It's either to go over there for blood diamonds, manufacturing to steal their land and set up shop like China's doing, or in this case, possibly for oil. I'm not 100% sure on that, but I'm going to take Skeptic's word for that and say because they have the biggest oil reserves in Africa. I don't agree with that. I don't think we should be sending our taxpayer dollars over there to fight something when we can economically help them out to do that themselves. And if they don't want to do it themselves, sure, put sanctions on them. We've done that to Russia. We've done that to every other country around the world. Why are we not going to go do that to them? Let them figure it out themselves.
And yeah, what people don't realize is China and Russia are seeing a need in Africa, because it's not just China now, Russia's in on it. And what they're doing is they're seeing that need and they're meeting their needs, and they're trying to build a coalition in Africa. So eventually what's going to happen is they're going to control all the resources in the world. So I don't support Trump sending forces, let me be clear, but I do think he should use economic sanctions. I fully support that. If they're not going to crack down and save Christian lives, I support it. Because again, we should help. I mean, that's just, we're the world's police, whether you like it or not. We've always been like that. Skeptic, would you have changed your opinion if this was Biden doing it?
Well, first, let me say the chat is going crazy. I don't know what y'all are on tonight, but y'all are on some crazy stuff. So y'all need to like the live. At least if you're going to be talking mess in the chat, like the live, subscribe, do something. Get active, man. Y'all just talking mess in the chat is not gonna do it, y'all. Send some super chats or something so we can actually read what you're saying, man. Because y'all out here talking a lot of mess. I'll say somebody in the chat was saying like there aren't any kids starving in America. There's millions of kids starving in America. Go work in the public school system. You will see the kids that are coming that don't have clothes, that don't have food. If we were not feeding them, like in the district here where I live at, we funded for all kids to be able to eat for free because all the crazy stuff that's happening. So no kid will go hungry in our district. We have made sure, our community has made sure that we are funding it for everyone. But there are school districts where, you know, if the kids don't have food or the parents didn't do what they needed to do, and the kids are going to go hungry. So that's not true. There are kids, millions of kids that are hungry in America. So you don't know what you're talking about, sir. However, I see, you know, why we would want to help, but I'm not saying that we should or shouldn't help. Like, my argument isn't that. My whole thing is that there is an interest into it. It's like the same thing when they said, you know, weapons of mass destruction, and they use millions of dollars. Like, you have to be able to see through the facade. Like, they're showing you this one little pretty curtain, but behind the curtain, there's other things at work. So I just feel like you should be knowledgeable that there's a reason why they're looking at Nigeria. There are other countries that are going through similar, you know, type of like monstrous things for Christians. Like, there's Christians are being attacked in other nations also, like AKA Gaza and other places, right? But we are all of a sudden very interested in Nigeria, and I think it's interesting. And I think when you really start looking at it, there may be other interest.
NC wrote you back, Skeptic. He said, I didn't say they weren't going hungry. I said it's the parents' responsibility. What do you think of that?
Here's the thing, though, and like, just me from my perspective, like, I don't care. I don't look at a homeless child. I don't look at a hungry child. And the first thing that comes to my mind is not, oh my gosh, it's your parents' fault. I don't care. I don't care. If I see a homeless child, if I see a child in need, I'm not going to sit there and be like, well, look at his parent. No, I'm going to help the poor kid. Like, what kind of argument is this? I don't care if the parents, I don't know what the child's parents are doing. As humans, we should look at other humans and try and help them, especially if they live close to us, especially if there's something you can do. If the child's parents are negligent, that's an issue with them, right? The system needs to have a way to protect those children. I'm not going to sit there and question the child as to why they don't have food. Like, what are we talking about here?
Well, you know what's crazy is like people, everybody's like super quick to dismiss starving children when it's literally 14 million of them are food insecure in the United States, which is 1 in 5. And the crazy thing to me is people act like the average rent in the United States is not $2,000 a month, where the average wage is like $24 an hour, which you're not going to be able to afford $2,000 a month on $24 an hour. And then the average electricity bill in the United States is like $150, if not more. I live in an area where we pay the highest electricity. Imagine $300 a month sometimes paying for electricity. And then you have oil, then you have propane, and then you have water, natural gas. You know how much a week I pay for my kids' food for 2 kids, one in high school, one in middle school? We're talking like $50 a week, which is $200 a month, which most people can't afford on top of regular food that you have to provide at home. Obviously, you know, breakfast,
Are you talking about lunch?
whatever. Yeah.
That's it. That's cheap. In Florida,
some people are paying more. I know somebody else obviously are paying like $60, $70 a week.
Yeah.
They're paying more. So imagine having to pay that. People really are so deranged when it comes to the cost of living crisis in the United States and the affordability crisis. And you know what's crazy is these are the same people that are like, rah, 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 let's go military action in Nigeria. Let's go to Venezuela. Not realizing it costs us billions and billions and billions of dollars that we're just like pissing away for nothing, when we could feed kids for no problem at all. Like, that's crazy to me. Is you rather literally piss away oil on a massive rig to go terrorize innocent people in a completely unrelated continent and country, but you draw the line at feeding a kid in your own neighborhood? That is why the world is trash. That, to me, is why you won't feed a kid in your neighborhood, but you would rather the Department of War piss away $100 billion in oil to get tankers to and from. That's the problem in the United States.
It's also
Freedom's
the same
not free,
people that
bro.
argue not for us not to feed children, that argue for us to give federal funding to banks and billionaires and corporations and not let them fail because they made bad business decisions. Like, why not argue with those people? Like, I just don't understand, like, the attack on the poor children, the disabled children. Like, what are we saying right now? Because you don't want to give, you know, Title IX funding or 5 funding to the public school system for the children that need, that are in, like, life skills or have, you know, special needs. You don't want to give them teachers. You want to argue about that funding, but you don't want to argue about us having to bail out banks? Like, what are we saying?
Hold on. What's the motto of America for 2025? It's 2 of them. Y'all
Make
know
America great again.
Nope, it ain't that. Wrong. Y'all know it? No? Fuck around and find out and fuck them kids. Okay?
For real, though. It is like fuck them kids, man. Nobody wants to feed a child, though. But it's crazy because these are the same people that will like share on Facebook. If you feed this little African baby for 15 cents a day and help make impact in their life, they'll be sharing those posts on fucking Facebook, but won't want to spend like $2 to feed somebody in their own neighborhood. Like, that's the kind of hypocrisy we're dealing with in this country. That's what kills me.
Oh man. Well, the other trending thing from Halloween weekend was Lilly Gaddis went blackface. The MAGA, whatever, I don't know. Is she MAGA? What is she? White supremacist? Let me not call her MAGA. White supremacist OnlyFans model put on.
Oh my God, she has OF. I don't know who this person
she's
is.
too ugly for OnlyFans.
Okay.
Like, have you not seen her face? Like, she's hitting, like, that was the joke that people were saying. Like, this B is putting on this blackface, but she's too ugly for OnlyFans. So, we're gonna end the night with a bang. Got a few clips to go along with her. Let's see the blackface. I'm just gonna rip the band-aid off.
Literally cannot silence my phone because of my nails. I can't function. Okay, I cannot live. By the way, half the struggles that Black women think they face, it's of their own fucking doing. Running around in nails like this, running around in earrings like this, like, you people fight every day. You people fight every day. Could you choose any outfit and get up that's like less conducive to fighting? Seriously. They wear wigs that can be pulled out. They put braids in their hair that could rip the rest of their hair out. And then they complain about having alopecia. No, it's self-induced alopecia. That's like a cutter. That's like one of those fucking losers who cut themselves. That's like them having a scar and being like, I can't believe I have scars. Like, what? Black women, you tear your hair out by the roots. You put every sort of chemical on your hair to straighten it out, despite being so proud of being Black. And then you wonder why you have alopecia. And then you guys fight all the time. And yet you wear massive hoop earrings. You wear weaves in your hair. You wear fake eyelashes. You wear fake nails. All of these things are not conducive to fighting, okay? So let me give you advice. Let me turn this racist stream around into something positive. Okay, black women, listen up. Listen up. A black woman is speaking. When you are fighting, when you are going to bat, okay? Before you wake up in the morning, get out of bed and you have to think like a fighter. You have to put yourself in the mindset of not, oh, it's just easy breezy and I might pick up a fight or a felony later on. No, that is the wrong mindset to have. The correct mindset to have is that you wake up every day knowing that every day is a fight. Every day is a potential crash out. Every day is a potential chance to chip out. With that in mind, let me adjust my cap for the billionth time. With that in mind, you must wake up with that mindset, okay? Like white girls have to manifest things, you have to manifest too. You have to manifest yourself into the ultimate super warrior, okay? You have to turn yourself into the ultimate warrior princess of Wakanda and go outside with that mindset in mind and know this. Know this to be the case. You will fight. You will dominate. You will win. Hail the black woman.
Jesus. I don't even know where to begin. Gray, what do you think about the video?
I think America has an obsession with black people. I think like black women, black men over fetishize the entertainment with what black people do. So, you know, you have these types of things that happen because black culture pushes a certain type of culture that people find entertaining. Even though people talk down on this culture, they also find it appealing. So that's why you see people impersonate it. So I feel like America has a fetish with black America.
I agree. Enzo, as somebody that is MAGA, and I know people say all sorts of like disgusting things to you. They call you schnazi, all sorts of things. What do you think about when she does things like this as you as a white man in this country? Do you think this makes it harder for you or do you think she's a clown?
No, I stopped looking at people like that are within the Republican Party, that are the far right, that claim they're MAGA supporters. I don't look at that as making my life harder anymore. I actually look at that and be like, yeah, exactly. That's who I don't want to identify with. That's who I want nothing to do with. And I'm going to do everything in my power to show that not all of us are like this. Not all of us are. There are fringe people on the right that are like this. I wouldn't say they're the majority at this point. I would say Nick Fuentes and his supporters are the minority within the Republican Party at this point. And I don't agree with anything that people like them do. Like this, I thought that was absolutely disgusting. I don't agree with doing blackface whatsoever. And I mean, if you're going to do it, the only person that I believe did it justice at all would be RDJ, Robert Downey Jr. He was the best one who did it. And let's just leave it at that. So, I mean, people need to stop paying attention to people like this, because once you stop paying attention and giving them the platform to either react to them, or I'm not saying us, right? But I'm talking like everybody else, right? The more you guys watch these type of people, the more you engage with these type of people, they think it's okay. Like even talking about them, like you're giving them what they wanted. This is literally just straight up cloud chasing, because bad publicity is still publicity at the end of the day, type of people like that. So.
And shout out to Michael. Thank you for the compliment. He said one of the best channels on YouTube, lots of intelligent people. Good night. And while the likes are as high as they are, I actually want to play a clip to show what black culture actually is. Hold on, Kamal. I'll let you go after the clip.
Never forget that being black is an honor, because you come from greatness.
To the young, gifted, and black, we all know what it's like to be told that there is not a place for you to be featured, yet you are young, gifted, and black. We know what it's like to be told to say there's not a screen for you to be featured, a stage for you to be featured on. We know what it's like to be the tail and not the head. We know what it's like to be beneath and not above. And that is what we went to work with every day, because we knew not said we would be around during award season or that it would make $1 billion. Oh, yes, it will. We had something special that we wanted to give to the world, that we could be full human beings
but I'm
in the role that he was playing. That we could create a world.
I don't know what's up there.
So, Kamal, what do you think about the blackface clip, and then also about what black culture really is?
Man, it's at this point, it's like these white motherfuckers saying nigga. I find it comical. These niggas trolling. It's a terrible blackface. Could have done better, Lilly Gaddis, for Honky Ween. She did this for Halloween. So this for Honky Ween, another costume. You feel me? Terrible blackface. Could have done better. Where are the lips at? Where are the red lips? You want to go all the way with the honkyism? Let's go all the way. In Froggy Games, you said our ancestors who sold us into slavery. Yeah, some are ancestors on this land, but Froggy Games, your ancestors came from fucking each other cousins. You feel me? Now you can just shut the fuck up. Anyway, hey, I guess Honky Win was successful. She did her blackface. This white bitch got us. We talking about her white ass. God damn. This fucking honky. She successful. Successful blackface in what she was trying to do. Chase clout. Next thing you know, she gonna be fucking in blackface on her OnlyFans. You feel me? Call it extended black. All right. At this point, we know these motherfuckers trolling. I don't get mad about this shit no more. Why would I get mad? I ain't gonna lie to y'all. If it wasn't on the new party, I wouldn't even talk about this shit. I'd have been, oh, Lilly Gaddis in blackface. Okay. Well, let's talk about something else because, you know, this whole, her 15 minutes is about to be ending. She's on her 14th minute and 30 seconds. So she got to do whatever she can. But congratulations, another successful Honky Ween. That's all I got to say about it. Terrible blackface, by the way. Where the fuck is the red lips, Lilly Gaddis? Hey, great. Is this the same woman that you said had sex with 1,000 men to?
Whoa. No. This is the lady that said the N-word on Piers Morgan.
Oh, why don't she
talk
about
she didn't say it. She said she says it.
She said it. Oh, no,
she said it on like Instagram or Facebook. She had a clip saying it cooking. Yeah, and so she went viral for that before.
Right.
She's been looking for clout.
She's known for basically saying the N-word. So all her stuff is negative towards black people. So that's what she's popular. That's how she got known.
Oh,
Mia, what do you think?
My bad. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Oh no, sorry. I was just gonna ask Mia what she thinks about her clip and black culture. Some white guy was crashing out because we're talking about black culture. This is why we're talking about black culture, because bitches like this love to talk about black people. So honestly, if you don't want us to talk about black culture, stop making videos like this. It's that simple. Seriously.
I honestly have no idea who this person is. Thank fucking God. I have no idea who this Lilly person is. I literally no idea who she is. Clearly, she just needs to get her ass beat, though. Not by me, because I don't fight. I do conceal carry, though. Just throwing that out there. Kelly fights. Her and I are discussing this in the chat. She still has some fight left in her. My knees hurt now. I don't have any fights left in me. I just conceal carry now. So come at me at your own risk. I don't need a permit either in my state. I'm just throwing that out there. Don't piss me off. I always have iced coffee. And I never go any place without carrying. So you need to keep that in mind.
Honestly,
keep that in
I
mind.
agree with that. I was gonna say the same thing.
I go to my mailbox, I got it.
I was gonna say she should have walked up to it. She should have gone to the hood. She should have stood on that and got her ass whooped. Because some people, from what I've seen, have to have their ass handed to them before they can chill the fuck out. Like some people just think they're tough until it's time to actually be tough, and then they're not tough anymore. Like whenever those, Yahtzee people were trying to walk into, and I forget where that was at, like Cleveland or something in Ohio, and all of a sudden they weren't tough anymore. All of a sudden they call the cops for help. It's like, are you tough? Do you really want to do blackface? You should go all the way out. People like this lady, she has a mixed child. Her child is mixed.
Somebody call CPS
for that child.
This lady?
CPS.
She does? No.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
She has a mixed race child. She has to pay all the bills, and this is what she has to do to pay the bills.
Somebody call CPS.
Seriously, call CPS.
Where's the mixed kids step? Tell me.
We need to call the police to do a wellness check on that child.
It went viral after the first time she went viral, they like doxed her or whatever. And her baby daddy is like Middle Eastern or something, but he's not YT. So her child is mixed with something else. So it's crazy because she's a grifter, but you know, she got to pay the bills. And like you said, she can't do it on OnlyFans, but all I'm saying is stand on it. Like you should have gone to the store like that. If you're really tough, you really what you talking about, like come outside because everybody's out. There's a lot of people outside, girl. You go, it'd be white people too. It ain't just us, everybody.
I will say on the culture part, as you were playing the montage, the video, I did notice, I don't think I saw a single Tyler Perry clip in all of that. So I was very proud of whoever put that together because I don't think I saw a single Tyler Perry clip. So I knew the message was coming from the right place. I very much enjoyed that video. It is nice to see some positive, beautiful Black women not looking how Lilly thinks we look. It is just nice to see it. And it was very, like I said, nice to see a not Tyler Perry clip as well. Because he makes a caricature of us on purpose. So, because, you know, he be grifting.
He be grifting.
For the small hat people out in Hollywood.
And so does this lady, because she called it out. She said, how can you be Black and be a conservative? Let me play the clip.
Black folk all the time is somebody that's the child of a preacher. Listen, most Black people are not Republicans simply because we just is like, y'all racist. I can't hang out with the KKK in them. That's really what it is. But when we think about who we are as Black people and we think about where we come from, most Black people have very conservative values, right? But the reality is that, like, we just can't side with, like, the neo-Nazis in them. We not dealing with y'all like that, right?
So, Skeptic, what's your thoughts on your girl? She gonna run for president. What do you think about what she said?
Sorry. I think that you can be culturally like conservative per se, and ideologically you don't have to agree with what the conservative movement is pushing forward. Like, it's funny to me that under Biden, you know, like certain things weren't pushing forward bringing back Confederate statues. They weren't pushing forward putting the name of Confederate generals on military bases, right? Like trying to continue to uphold a certain type of respect for Confederate generals is wild, being that they would never do that if it was per se, you know, with like Schmittler and trying to have a statue of him here in America. Pretty sure that wouldn't stand. So I think that just because maybe as culture we may, you know, have certain views, it doesn't mean that politically those views align with the political aspect of it, if that makes any sense.
Yeah, no, you're absolutely right. And Kelly in the chat said it best. Just because you're conservative doesn't mean you like a lot of the neo-Nazis, they don't support Trump because of his support for Israel. So that is true. And then this is the last clip of the night. This is what Pelosi had to say.
A creature, the worst thing on the face of the earth. But anyway.
You think he's the worst thing on the face of the earth?
I do, yeah, I do.
Why is that?
Because he's the president of the United States and he does not honor the Constitution of the United States. In fact, he's turned the Supreme Court into a rogue court. He's abolished the House of Representatives. He's chilled the press. He's scared people who are in our country legally.
I know you've said the focus is on Prop 50. I know you've said you won't talk about your future until after Prop 50, but there is speculation about what you're going to do next. Can you talk to us just about what the thought process is? How do you weigh the personal and the political?
Well, first of all, when people start, as in the press, speculating, is she going to run, is she not going to run, other people file or say they're going to run, you know what that does? That gives me so much support. People calling me saying, I'm for you, I'm for you, I'm for you, representing organizations, representing communities that some of these people are leaders in, but calling and saying, if you go, I'm with you. So it's a lovely thing to see the friendship. I have no doubt that if I decided to run, I would win. That isn't even a question. It isn't arrogant. It's confident. I know my district. I live here. I am with them much of the time. They've given me the latitude when I was speaker and leader to be around the country and around the world, and I'm grateful to them for that. But I'd always keep the home fires burning, as I have always done. So for me, it's just a question of one thing: winning the House for the Democrats. And that's what we're doing with Proposition 50. It's the first step. And then we go from there to winning. And my only reason I'm in Congress this term is to win the House for the Democrats, to protect us from the poison of the Trump administration.
So, guys, in the chat, people are asking about the races. Virginia has been called. It is a Democrat mayor that has won. New Jersey has not been called, but the Democrat is in the lead. And we haven't heard anything about the New York City mayor race. Enzo Pelosi announced today, or this week, that she will not be seeking re-election. What's your thoughts on that? Someone in the chat said she should be in jail for treason. Definitely for insider trading. What do you think?
Not for treason too, absolutely. Thank God. Like, I mean, I thought I was watching Joe Biden in a woman form there. Like, that's exactly what I'm seeing. I don't agree. I think there should be term limits for people in Congress. I will always have that argument that there should be either 2 terms of 4 or 3 terms of 2. That's all there should be. There shouldn't be politicians in there for their life, especially somebody like Nancy Pelosi. And the only reason that she's calling Donald Trump the devil and the worst person ever is because him and the Republicans are trying to go after people like her for insider trading. And there's a lot of Republicans on the right that do the exact same thing, that voted against these bills. But this needs to be done. This absolutely needs to be done. If the president cannot make money in office, no elected official should be able to make money in office. And she's the poster child for that. So, I mean, good. Let her just sunset Nancy. Just go somewhere, and don't be like Obama. Just keep popping up everywhere just because. Like, nobody wants to see Skeletor anymore. Just go away.
Kamal, what do you think about that clip? She's from your state. Are you glad that she's no longer seeking re-election?
I ain't gonna lie. The whole time I was just picturing Nancy Pelosi in blackface. I wonder how that would have hit. You feel me? The Crypt Keeper, aka Skeletor. You feel me? She the GOAT when it comes to trading, though. We know that insider trading was phenomenal. She was doing, and us traders, we like, damn. One day we want to be like Nancy Pelosi, minus the races. I'm glad that decrepit broad is getting out of here. You feel me? And like I said, I'll just imagine her in blackface. I wonder if that message would have hit the same. Lilly Gaddis, shout out to your ugly ass. You about to make an OnlyFans? I'm telling you, she gonna be in blackface, y'all. You feel me? In blackface, getting it on. You feel me? So, and Mitch McConnell, man, when he gonna get out of here? God damn, he tripping and falling over his feet every other minute.
I think he's retiring too. He's not coming back.
Did y'all see that?
Lord. Oh
Y'all
my
saw that
God.
clip of him tripping?
Yeah, he
Twice in the
fumbling
same
and
day.
He tripped over his feet twice in the same day. God damn. Thank you, ancestors, for tripping this motherfucker. You feel me? God damn. Mitch McConnell getting out of here with Republican and Nancy Pelosi Democrat. Shows y'all something, right?
Yeah, for sure. Guys, if you're watching, please hit that notification bell so you can know when we go live. Well, guys, we're going to wrap up the night. I was hoping there would be more things that came out. Obviously, it didn't. So we'll end on a high note. Ladies first. Skeptic, what's your closing thoughts?
Oh, it was a good episode. Chat, y'all need to be hitting that like button a lot more. Y'all got these y'all are over here typing away all these crazy comments and distracting us. Y'all should be liking and sharing and subscribing. Yeah, I think it was a good episode. It's crazy. We're going to have people that are always out here trying to make a dollar, even if that means having to paint their face and look a fool and act crazy. It's wild. Because
Your audio went out, Skeptic. Can y'all hear her?
No,
Man.
Skeptic, we can't hear you. Try again.
We're gonna blame suspected white supremacist Lilly Gaddis for this. She shut you up quickly after you said blackface. She was like, "I'm shutting this shit down."
Uh-oh, she left and came back in. So, okay, on to the next. Mia, what's your closing thoughts?
This is a great episode. I hope everybody is having a good night. If you're not following us, please do like and subscribe. We do this Monday through Thursday, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and you can find us all on YouTube, X, TikTok. Everybody's name is in our little bio things here. And lots of laughs. I am sad that I now know who this Lilly Gaddis person is. So since my phone has heard me, I'm going to see nothing but her in my algorithm now. So thank you. Now I'm going to be stuck with her for the next 30 days, I'm sure. And I hope everybody has a good night.
Oh, man. Well, go follow Mia. Enzo, what's your closing thoughts?
So my closing thoughts are this was a great episode, like I always say. Just want to take a second to thank everybody that supports us, everybody that supports the new party, as well as my team. Tonight, as well as today, I came up with the decision that this is going to be the start of pretty much, I want to see a change in my state. I want to see a change in the country. I'm officially working towards running for some type of public office in my state. So this tonight really is the big start for it all, of me actually going for something, because I really want to see change in this country, and I feel like I can do so. So thank you to everybody.
Oh man, let's see where that goes. Excited to see the journey.
Yeah.
Skeptic, is your mic working now, girl?
I think so. I don't know what not that lady coming after me, shutting me down as soon as I was talking about her. I don't even remember what I was saying, but follow us on TikTok. Something about her being crazy, which she is. So, there's going to be wild people out here. It was a good episode tonight.
For sure. Gray, what's your closing thoughts?
Great episode, like everybody said. Good luck, Enzo, on your political journey. What we didn't talk about tonight, it was about redistricting. That's a hard word to say. But basically, Texas and California both are trying to, gerrymander, and possible that the Democrats get 5 seats in California. And what I always say on the new party is always vote. So as far as democracy, I would want people's vote to matter. So I don't feel like either party should be doing this, and that people's vote should be counted. Always vote.
What's the topic for tomorrow night? Do you know yet?
No. I'm pretty sure you're going to make it.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm going to save my closing thoughts and then I'll let Kamal go. Guys, this was a good night, good episode. I see a tide in the country turning, whether you support the blue or the red. Tonight will be the determining factor, I believe, for 2026. These races that are coming out, they're blue so far. So does that show that people are upset with some of Donald Trump's decisions? I don't know, but this is, a deciding factor on preview, I think, of 2026. And I'll end on this quick quote by Thomas Jefferson: whenever the people are well informed, they can be trusted with their own government. That whenever things get so far wrong as to attract their notice, they may be relied on to set them to rights. So guys, make sure you know your rights. Make sure you use your right to vote wherever you're at. And Kamal, what's your closing thoughts?
And you came in with the quote. I like that quote. That's what's up. You feel me? Y'all could go follow the new party. I got them pinned into my chat. Kamal Johnson Network. That's my YouTube. You want to follow it. Follow the new party too. Hit the notification bell so you know when they go live. And then on my end, when I go live. That's very important. You feel me? I think y'all been doing that too, because I'm seeing a lot of familiar names. You feel me? Appreciate the chat. The chat, to me, the chat was kind of mild today. You feel me? I know Skeptic said the chat was wild, but I felt it was a little mild. Okay? You feel me? Like, y'all weren't as crazy as I usually see it. Y'all be sometimes going off the deep end. But yeah, Lilly Gaddis, that goddamn hunky, she did it. Damn. We talking about her white ass with the black face. Oh man. Hey, successful hunky ween, I guess. Shit. Goodness gracious. Also, I'm glad that Jamaican tether Republican lost in goddamn Virginia. The bro got some nerve to talk about our slavery as Black Americans here. You just need to get past it. Well, we getting past yo ass, and you could take the L. I'm tired of that shit. All right. Also, Dick Cheney. For some weird reason, people would try to call him Richard or DC, and he was like, "No, damn it, call me Dick. That's what I like to be referred by." All right, Dick. Have a nice time underneath, bruh. And what else did we talk about? It was a plethora of things that we also talked about. Also follow everybody that's on the panel from Enzo with his debate. Sometimes he has the loony Democrats in there at times. I'll be watching some of your shit, bro. Them motherfuckers be crazy, bro. Mia, follow Mia, not Maya. All right. Follow Skeptic. You feel me? I tap into Casso's and your lives at times. It's weird. Every time I tap in, though, Casso be shitting on us FBAs. I'll be like, God damn, bro. But I still be tapping in. I'll be listening. You feel me? So y'all go follow Skeptic too, you know, and most definitely follow the new party. Hit that notification bell. All right. And everybody I saw in the chat too, that's part of the new party. Doc, I see you. Kim, I see you. And everybody else, shout out to RJ and stuff like that. And yeah, like what Gray says, always vote, but don't vote for Prop 50. That goddamn bill could suck RD. F that bill. Hell no. Y'all out here in Cali destroying our reparation bills. F all that. We ain't trying to help y'all asses. That's bullshit. But that's all I gotta say. Y'all have a lovely night. You feel me? Oh, and this William Albright. Oh, your mama got tough shoulder neck, nigga. Your mama got shoulder blades that could cut an onion, bruh. That's who got the toughness. God damn. Always somebody that gonna say something retarded. Anyway,
Kimberly, Enzo's going live now. So if you want to go on his thing, I'm sure he'll bring you up at RNC Enzo. Guys, you're going live now, right, Enzo? Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna go live.
Everyone go head over there. I'll come in and support it. But God bless. Good night, everyone. And it looks like Mandani might win. 37% is in, but we'll see. God bless everyone.
Pray for New York.
Pray for New York and Enzo.